The Joe Rogan Experience.
Boeing whistleblower told friend not to believe suicide before he died. Oh, Christ.
Oh,
okay.
Hey, if somebody says I killed myself, that means I didn't kill myself. Anytime you hear that, though, you're like, are you about to kill yourself, though? What an odd thing to say.
Yeah,
That is an
right.
odd thing to say. But it's not if you're Julian Assange,
Yeah.
right? If you really think they're going to whack you.
That's what, what's his name said, too? McAfee.
Yeah, a lot of those guys say that. But
Pat?
McAfee is
Not-
no,
I'm saying
John
Pat.
McAfee. McAfee is a wild boy.
Pat McAfee's going.
Because he guessed the Chiefs?
John McAfee was one of the only
Preseason?
guys
That Burt
that I
was
just
bad,
had on the
that was bad.
phone.
Yeah.
I didn't even have him live on the podcast. I had him on the phone.
So he
Wild
can't
boy.
get in?
We did a podcast with him when he was running from the law in his country because he says they set him up by killing his neighbor. But he was also allegedly online showing people how to cook meth in a
That guy's
forum.
awesome.
There was a account that was linked to him that was like he had a lab in his backyard. I mean, he is documented. This dude had a fucking full-on. He was a genius billionaire
Yeah, he's
who
a
had
beast.
a full-on meth lab. He created McAfee antiviral software.
Hell
so he's
yeah.
rich as fuck.
He had Deus Ex Machina.
Where was he in Belize?
That was his house.
Was he in Belize?
South
JB, it's a
America.
wild story. See if you can find the story of his meth lab.
He was in Belize.
This boy was
We had him
wild.
on our podcast.
Did you really? Isn't he one
Yeah,
had people
me and
shit
Matt.
through it?
Did you have him live in the room?
Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There he
Oh,
is.
that's amazing.
What a
when was
badass.
this? What year was this?
This was during COVID.
He's like a John. It's like a John Goodman character.
He's so crazy,
He
dude.
was so funny on this.
He was so crazy, but also really was in charge of like antivirus software. He's a real genius.
yeah, and he was on everyone's computer.
And he said what he said is that he
gives you some-
donated them computers. Here, have some computers, and
Sorry,
he had like
who?
malware in it. The government. So he gave him like 50 laptops. And they're like,
Yeah.
okay. And they take these. That's what he says.
I mean, that's how they do it.
I mean, that's how I would do it.
Yeah.
If I was him.
That's how we did it. We sold like that type of. We sold like spy technology to our allies.
That's why
that had
Huawei
malware
phones.
in it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's
why you
the
can't
end
buy
of
a
that,
Huawei phone. Huawei phones are like the most sophisticated phones in the world.
What was that? What was the Alien movie? That's how they beat them. At the end.
He was making
Mars
various
Attacks.
types of
Nope.
bath salts.
Independence Day.
Independence Day. That's
Look
how
at
they
this.
put them.
Look what he
Malware.
says. I think it's the finest drug ever conceived. He wrote of one singling out the indescribable hypersexuality of the super perv powder, but warning that I had visual and auditory hallucinations and the worst paranoia of my life. That guy!
Wow.
That guy had the worst paranoia of his life.
Well, Hitler liked it.
Wow, he's so clean cut there.
But
he's
he's-
so different when Matt and Shane got to him.
He was
Good-looking
already
guy.
wild, man.
By the time he fell off to me and Matt, he was.
So when we had a podcast with him, he was on the run.
Look at that. What a
Look
hunk.
at this nerd. He made himself a friend.
You know what, man? Something I admire.
It doesn't
about-
like him.
He's like, frowning. You're a nerd.
I kind of admire that.
Oh, yeah.
I admire the billionaire who goes totally off the rails. He just lived only with
great.
prostitutes. Hit only prostitutes in
Is he
his...
the one who had women shit through a hammock up to his
Yes.
chest?
Yes.
Whoa.
Is that true?
Vince
Into his
McMahon.
mouth?
Yes, we asked him about it.
All right, now I'm off the team.
No, it was
Wait,
great.
I'm
tell
off
me
the
about
team.
the
Into his
shitting
mouth
through the
on his
hammock.
chest.
Apparently, he was having ladies shit through a hammock on him.
All
And
right,
we
that
asked him
explains
about
that.
And he was like,
"Do I ask you about your sexual proclivities?" And we're like, "Yeah, you asked us if we were gay right away." He was like, "Ah."
Did he tell you the story?
He was awesome. No, he was like, "If that makes you uncomfortable, I've done way more." And Matt was like, from like higher hammocks, so the splat was bigger. It was so good, dude.
What a psycho. Don't you love the fact that there's a guy like that running
Of course.
around?
Oh, yeah.
I want more
Billions
guys
of
like
dollars.
Unless you're his neighbor.
Off his... oh, yeah.
True.
Gets killed.
You got to sell your property.
Smells like shit again.
I think they were framing the boy.
They might have been, or he
Saying
might
he
have
was-
been on that fucking hypersexuality.
Well, he might have been on
dust.
the drugs he said he was on.
And
and
he
then they're
was
like, "Man, we don't
heavily
trust him anymore
armed.
because he's on
Yeah.
those drugs. Let's get rid of him."
Bro, he's a guy doing meth who's heavily armed.
Yeah.
Being shit on.
Yeah.
He owns Belize. Who cares what happens there?
Allegedly.
He can
And
be
he got
admitted.
he got a bunch of like armed. He just started building an army.
Yeah, he was off the
He's
he was
having
off the
fun.
rails.
He's having fun.
He was off
One of the
rails.
bros.
He's still
Well,
going,
also,
right?
Also,
No.
he's like, how come this guy gets to have an army? I don't get to have
He
an
got
army.
suicided in
He got
Spain.
Boeinged.
Yeah, I think so.
Ah.
He got suicide.
I think he was when he tweeted. He was like, "If I die, I didn't do it."
Whoa.
Meanwhile, he's on a pound of crank.
Yeah, he might go. He could go at any moment. Yeah.
If he had one of them fucking Garmin watches on, it'd be like 197.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
A minute after tweeting that, he goes, "Oh, but now we could blame them if I did do it."
Bro, he
oh, that's a good idea. Change
redlined his
boom.
fucking heart. He could have redlined his heart. He's 80 years
Beast.
old doing crank.
Beast.
How old was the guy when he died?
89. He
No,
looked like
he was no
30.
way he was 80.
He's
in-
younger
he
than that.
He's in methed up 70s.
I bet he was-
methed up
bet he was
70s is
60.
like
That's like 99,
Shit, he was
75.
75?
yeah.
He looked good.
Damn, he was like
pretty good.
70 when we interviewed him. at
Methed up
least.
70s is like
Who
pro
killed harder at that
athlete
age, Ric
knees.
Flair or him?
You know, pro athletes when they're 35, their knees are fucked.
Or a fat guy's heart.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
Fat guys get 2 seats on the plane. Speaking
they
of
now?
Boeing.
Finally,
No,
Yeah.
no.
They get a
they're
free
encouraging
seat.
people.
They got
I'm
2
going back
spots
to
in heaven.
coach.
Stretch it
They're
out.
free?
Stretch it out. Yeah, that's a weird one, huh? That guy's an interesting fucking character. He would be a great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the movie, have him kill his neighbor too.
Definitely.
Fuck
Yeah. You gotta
100%.
decide. It's your movie.
Let's kill the
Yeah.
neighbor.
And you got to get the hammock.
I
seat.
Sure, the
feel
neighbor
like
sucked. I
the
hate that.
neighbor probably sucked.
Yeah, he didn't
The
just kill
neighbor
them because
was-
they were awesome, because they only mowed the grass.
Like, hey,
that
could you,
afternoon.
Didn't the neighbor do
Keep it
something to
down.
his dog too?
That's what I heard.
What?
Yeah, the neighbor did something to his dog. Maybe
I
killed
heard
one of
that.
his
Yeah, I
That's
dogs.
heard
over the
that.
line.
Sure,
That's
I heard
what I'm
that.
saying. Then you got to go full John
Yeah,
Wick.
it's cool when John Wick did it.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Exactly.
Kill my dog.
Imagine hurting Carl.
Yeah. I would never shoot my neighbor.
Yeah. What you say?
That's fucking jacked
Think of them doing meth and be like, they killed my dog?
Not just meth, but
Oh,
meth.
good thing I have armed guards.
Meth he
Yeah.
engineered in a fucking lab he built on his property
Breaking
that he
Bad.
documented online. He wanted the community to know about this meth lab. He wanted them to know about how proficient his meth lab was, how fucking really like scientifically accurate everything. He was measuring everything perfectly and had beakers and all this shit. He documented it all.
It's awesome.
Damn.
Fucking meth lab in Belize.
He's not
And
in
you
the
can call it
neighborhood
bath salts all day, but what it is just that's just engineered meth. That's what bath salts was. They took bath salts.
What's the
and-
other meth? Not engineered?
It's just different. It's like so there's different like there's different things that you can do to a compound, so it's not exactly the same compound.
He made his own meth.
Like 5-methoxy
fucking nuts.
dimethyltryptamine was legal for a while because it wasn't technically dimethyltryptamine. It's even stronger than. So they add an oxygen molecule to it.
It's like this is better than meth.
It's if you can engineer meth, if you're a super genius who makes fucking software
Action to
that
it.
can stop viruses, I bet you can figure out how to make some killer meth.
yeah.
And this dude cooked up some fine shit, apparently.
Damn.
Yeah.
Makes you want to try it.
I'd give
It
it a
does
shot.
make
I'd
you
give it a
want
shot. Yeah, that
Actually,
seems like the best way to get into meth is that
Thing
meth.
is, I
Yeah.
have a feeling you never want to go back to normal.
Yeah. It's like flying first class.
That was one of the things that lady said. The lady in the FTX, lady in the FTX trials, she was talking about how being on amphetamines all the time makes you realize how normal, sober interactions, how fucking boring they are. And she like tweeted it.
I would take Adderall at work when it was great.
Woo!
It's
Taking
fun.
Adderall, I was working like customers. I was the front desk
It's
talking to
euphoric.
people.
What is
I was like,
this?
hey, how, like I was nice.
Schwacked. So
Schwacked.
he got a
That's $ whacked.
so he got whacked for money. Is that what it
No,
means?
He's saying this is when he said like,
Oh,
just
if I
in
see-
case if I suicide myself, I didn't.
Okay.
We're going to.
Getting subtle messages from U.S. officials saying, in effect, "We're coming for you, Mcafee.
You got Epstein.
We're going to kill you. We're going to kill yourself."
That's a good way to say it.
Yeah, it's an interesting way to say it. I got a tattoo today just in case. If I suicide myself, I didn't. I was whacked. Check my right arm. So what happened to him though? Was it a suicide or was it something else?
I think was he in Spanish prison?
He was in prison. He was just about to be extradited when he was found supposedly hanging.
Whoa.
He didn't
Epstein.
do it. His
Yeah.
wife claimed that shouldn't have happened, but when looked into it, the Spanish authorities said suicide.
Of course they did.
Of course, that's what they were paid to say.
That's what the money
Also,
says. Suicide.
so you're getting a tattoo saying, "Hey, if it comes out that I'm dead, it's because somebody like killed me," and instead you got an artful schwacked. Like,
Yeah.
It looks nice.
you could just do
is
it.
nice, dude. Don't talk
It's kind of
shit.
nice.
It's a
Schwack.
good
I'll
tag.
get you
In case
a
I don't
schwack
get hit,
tattoo, bro.
I do want that schwack
All right.
later.
Swag it
but
off.
let's look at this logically. Why would the government kill him?
That's what I don't get.
Why don't we have
Let the
swag
guy have fun.
tattoos?
He knew too much about
what did he do?
all the malware,
Did the
all
malware
the
to
stuff
them?
that.
Yeah?
Come on, man. NSA, Mossad, they all got the.
So what do you think it is? You think he found some stuff out when he was like?
I think he
looking
was
through
like one of the
computers?
architects of that type of thing.
I think he probably fucked with them, and they were like, "Don't fuck with us. Why'd you give us malware? Now we're gonna
Yeah,
fuck."
it's like I'm gonna tell everybody.
Right.
And he's on meth. He's going. I'm gonna tell everybody that
Oh, he's talking shit.
we're
On
spying
spyware.
on our own
shit.
allies.
Yeah.
They like to talk on meth.
And if he really did have all their stuff, that is a crime. Like if he really did install malware and get top secret shit, they'll kill you for that.
Mm-hmm.
They might not even bother taking you
Soon
to court.
after joining the band MGMT, Mcafee said he and his team exploited a flaw in the Android operating system that allowed him to read encrypted messages from WhatsApp.
Whoa.
Oh, he could read
Gizmodo
messages.
investigated. Reported he had sent reporters malware-infected phones to make this hack work.
Whoa. You can't ruin his reputation either.
Of course the phones had malware on them, he said. How that malware got there is the story, which we will release after speaking with Google.
Good for you.
It involves a
taking
serious
the lead
flaw
on
in
reading.
the Android architecture.
It's a crazy move.
Look at this. It involves a serious flaw in the Android architecture. What is that flaw?
I just wanted to make the MGMT joke.
MGMT?
Yeah.
They're back.
Well, go back to that, Jimmy.
band.
Go back to that. It says McAfee moved MGT into mining of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Oh, he's a criminal.
Yeah, he rules.